Women in ministry, what the Bible actually says. Oh boy. I'm in trouble. So much trouble. Can't touch that. That's a red herring. That's taboo. All right, let's be serious and look at this question. Next slide. Email question. Shalom, brothers. Please, I have a question. Is there a role for women in what? Serving food and showing compassion in street ministry. I'm asking because to prevent issues with people thinking that women are teaching, but actually just serving. So it's not just about, you see the title, Women in Ministry, and everybody just loses their mind. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. Who do you think you are? You know, no, that's not what this is all about. This is my answer. Yes, women can serve food and show compassion, but it depends on specific circumstances. It depends on specific circumstances. If the woman is just serving food and showing compassion in street ministry. Because when we see the word ministry, people will stretch the rubber band tight. As much strength as they have in their own bodies. If it's a tough rubber band, they will not be able to stretch it that much. Mm-hmm. But if you got a big Olga in there, you know, one of them big German broads, big, and they'll just and stretch that thing out, they will do it. Because they have the strength to do it. So, first of all, I want to acknowledge the necessity to have our sisters involved in many things. But the Most High have set guidelines to prevent overspills or anything that's going to become an issue. The same way he does with men. Men also have a role to play, but men also have guidelines that they have to follow. Even among the tribe of Levi, the Levites were called, but not every Levite is a priest. And there are rules that are set in place that they cannot have overspills. Mm-hmm. And even among the priests, there are guidelines who should be high priests. Mm-hmm.
Who should carry a sword.
And they're to prevent overspills. So you don't get some ideas in your head for you to do certain things. Because the Most High is very clear in how he set things up. And there are prophets. Some of them are born in the womb, and some of them are called later on. But there are guidelines that governs everything. The problem is when you come to the New Testament, everybody is stretching that rubber band to where their strength is. I feel I can do it, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, call me, I'll do it.
It's a New Testament.
We're gonna examine what the Bible says, and we'll cover as much as we can within the time span, okay?
I have a question before we go to the next slide. Mm-hmm. Because the question is there a role for women in serving food and showing compassion in street ministry? And the question I have is, what exactly is ministry? When you understand that, then you can basically, because there's levels to everything like you're saying. There's roles and responsibilities within those levels. So when you say ministry, what exactly are we referring to? What's the parameters of that? That way, there's no gray areas. There is no overlapping of roles and responsibilities.
And I'm going to ask the question. Brother, you want to grab the mic first? I'm going to ask the question again in a different way, and I want to get you all a response, the Mishpachah response, before we continue. Shalom. Say it again.
Shalom, family.
Shalom. Uh-huh.
I was just wondering, because if we Israel, which we are Hebrews and we are Israel, so the things that Christianity do, people that's Christian, it's not in Israel. So when he just said street ministry, like he said, what is street ministry? Because in Israel, we don't do street ministry, do we?
That's a good question, and that's a separate thing that we can analyze, because I've even thought about that too. To what degree? What does the Bible have to say about ministry? Where did the apostles went to? That's the question. How was things done by the apostles, right? When they were amongst other nations, who did they spend time talking to? Where did they minister to those people? And we can have that as a separate class, which I think is an important part, because what that's going to do is that's going to challenge the status quo also among Israel,
But it will clarify a lot of things.
with the street preachings and things of that nature. Okay, what did the disciples actually do? Now, of course, there will be people that will justify their position. Nothing wrong with that. But then we're going to go a step further. That's a class that I think we can have that, right? So let me ask the question again. And please make a note. We will come back. You have a note? Okay, we'll come back and examine that question that you brought. Excellent question. Shalom, brothers. Please, I have a question. Is there a role for women in street ministry? Let's scratch the word street. In ministry. Now, if it's asked that way, it's gonna be a lot of toes that will be stepped on, but we'll use the scripture. So let me ask the question again, and I want you all to answer it in the chat. Put a 1 if you believe that there's a role for women in ministry. Yes or no? You can say yes, or you can say no, or just put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no.
While they're doing that, again, when you look at the word ministry, it gives you a better understanding of how to answer that question. Because when you look at from creation, Eve was put into place to do what? Help Adam, right? And when you take that and you apply it and you look at it overall, what are you helping him on? Now, when we go into the Torah, it tells you, and we're going to get into that as far as the roles and responsibilities on the man's role, the woman's role, and all that different things like that. Now, within the ministry now, this is where the question comes. How is she going to help?
And we're going to cover that. Okay. We'll get into that, okay? So it's a trick question, because some will say yes, and some will say no, and some will say yes and no. It's a trick question, and we'll see why that is. Because when we look at the word ministry, do people really understand what that means? What does ministry really imply? What is the job description for ministry? What is the job description for a soldier? What is a job description for a baker? Right? If you see somebody in the back kitchen cooking, and then they come to the front handling money, and then they take that same dirty, and then they go take trash out and whatever, they come back and dealing with the food, you're going to say, if you see the guy is under the sink with plumbing stuff and cleaning the toilet, and then from there he runs and start mixing the dough, and what do you mean, he's working at the bakery.
You never know.
If you see the doctor, he's a surgeon. And then now he goes and he empties the trash. He's working for where? The hospital. And he empties the trash and he comes back to perform the surgery. Just throw the trash out in the bin, handle all the different bloody stuff, dirty stuff, whatever it is, and then he comes to do surgery. Do you see that there's a problem? Is there a problem? Yes, there's a problem.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
If the surgeon, the role of a surgeon, he has to be what? Clean. And if he's doing surgery, and then he's taking out the trash and everything,
His hand is not clean. Go wash it.
in order to prevent cross-contamination, the roles have to be clearly defined. And then you got to get people who will focus on that. He may wash his hands, but he may breathe certain things in. He may get certain things in his garment. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. and your eyes may not see it, but to prevent that. This is why the Bible, we will see that. We'll let the word speak for itself.
And we're not talking about some back end country where this one man is 10 things in the community. Like how people would
All
view
right,
it.
a sister is unclean because of her nadah. She could take a shower. Is she allowed to come and touch things? Think about that before you answer.
No,
She just took a shower.
she's still unclean.
No, according to the logic, she'll be clean.
And she washed.
But according to the Torah, she'll be what?
She's
We'll
unclean.
cover that again. Y'all, so you see how things work. We don't ask the right questions, we just run. Ministry, oh, I believe in Jesus. You believe in Jesus? Yes, I believe. So I can serve in ministry. But what exactly are you doing in the ministry? You work for the hospital, but what exactly do you do in the hospital? You work for the bakery, but what is your role defined in the... So ministry is a broad thing. It's like a hospital, it's like a bakery. But what exactly are you doing? What is your defined position, defined role?
Everybody have their position.
Do you understand that? You can have a teacher who was fired from the job, but he came back at the school to work as a janitor. Is he supposed to be in the classroom with the chalk teaching the students? No, he was fired from that position.
Demoted.
Y'all understand this? All right. So let's go to our next slide, Brother Shay. Re-examine the question, the answer, right? The question, let's look at these questions. Will the street ministry be of a woman, quote, a woman or others? I'm re-examining the answer. Will the street ministry, what is called street ministry, is it operated by, quote, a woman or others? The next question, if with others, will it be of both male and female or only females? This ministry, right? If females only, will it operate on biblical standards which ministry is based on? Because if you define something as ministry, is it biblical definition of ministry or is it your opinion of what ministry is? If it's mixed gender, both male and female, will it operate on biblical standards which ministry is based on? So these are the questions that we have to re-examine, right? For re-examine the answers again. We ask the questions to see. Because remember, the brother's asking a question with regard, but he put in there feeding, right? Go back to the question again. Serving food and showing compassion. The problem is that most people, most females, even males included in there, will ignore what the brother is saying right here, serving food and showing compassion, and their minds is thinking, it's just, you know, you can start there, but you're going to step up into greater things. Teaching, leading men, and things of that nature. If you're close to the apple tree or the fruit tree that the Most High says don't touch, why not just go ahead and touch it? And if I touch the tree, the fruit, why not go ahead and eat it? So from one thing leads to another. That's what the problem comes in. You see, the Most High said, of all these trees of the thing you can eat, but this one don't even what? Touch it.
Don't touch it, or you die.
And what happened? They touched it.
Ate it.
And after you touch it, what do? You eat it. And then after you eat it, what do? You get the man involved. So it's like a progression that the Most High, you know, you put the fences to prevent certain things for a reason. So even with serving food, there's a problem. You got to go back to why certain things can be a problem. You got to see why that is. We'll examine that. Let's go to the next slide. Number one, street ministry of a woman serving food, showing compassion. Is it right? What could go wrong, Mishpachah? If the woman is only serving food and showing compassion, and she's a woman, soloist, a female soloist, what do you think can go wrong? Look at the picture and tell me. Let's see who's thinking in the chat. Sister Joyce is saying she can get attacked. Does everybody agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
She could be attacked. Sister Tamar saying that too. She has no protection. Sister Mercy says attack.
She's not covering, no.
Ema, grab the mic too. Get attacked. Her husband is not present. Sister Regina's agreeing, yes. Now, sisters are saying that she can get attacked. She's vulnerable. Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. Ema, what's the other point to that too?
The point is that she of herself, she can be, well, the word
Influenced.
somebody come and
Influence.
influence. That's the word.
Influence.
Influence after time, and then she will fall into the same place that they have.
In other words, Eve chapter 1 verses 1.
Eve chapter.
Hey, you gotta put something for the Evas out there. Eve chapter 1 verses 1. She can be influenced. Yes, brother. Grab the microphone.
Then also I'm thinking about Shalom. And then also I'm thinking about how the Most High always send the men out by twos, right? So
Is that correct?
like when they minister,
Mm-hmm.
but she's by herself. I'm just saying, if a woman doing
You're
ministry-
correct.
doing ministry, why is this woman by herself?
Well, and so I have known sisters who call themselves evangelists, this and that. They make their own titles, and they go out to the store and they get the little thing that they used to have back in the day, where you get your name engraved, and then you pin it on. You get the name tag, evangelist. This, they push the little pin in the back. Try not to get stabbed, right? Evangelist. Hello, you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
And they got a whole bag of tracts.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going all over the place harassing people.
Yeah, ministry.
Kiefer, you know what I'm talking about.
Sisters ministry.
Say, well, who gave you the authority? Yeah, gave me the authority.
No husband. She don't follow no husband.
I'm just giving a bottle of water, Rebbe. That's all I'm doing. Just giving a bottle of
So
water.
everybody agree that this woman, that guy can be a guy from the movies, right, sitting right there. Next thing you know, we have a missing persons alert.
She get attacked and somebody.
Sarah is missing. What up to Sarah?
She get raped and she get this and that.
Now, pull up, I think it's the book of Acts, the sons of Sceva. Pull that up for me. Sons of Sceva. Can anybody tell me where that can be found in the book of Acts, sons of Sceva? Sons of Sceva. Come on, Mishpachah, let's get it. Let's get it. Acts 19. Acts 19. Thank you. Let's get the son. I just want the part. 14? Okay. 19. Let's read 13 real quick. Yeah, 13.
Acts 19 and verse 13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, let me pull this over here, hold on, so you can see the vagabond right here. Certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of Adonai Yeshua, saying,
Skip down to 14.
and there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Jew and chief of the priest, which did so.
So he's a chief of the priests. So he's an elder. And he had 7 sons who said, hey, we're big shots. Daddy's one of the chief of the priests, the eldership.
I have the right.
So we have the rights. We can go out there and do some work. We can do some work. And remember, how many guys was this? 7. All right. Now let's read verses 16.
Verse 16. And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them, and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded.
How do you know if this guy with the red thing right here, this red hoodie, is not the devil himself? He might have demons, legion inside of him. Notice that these men, 7 of these guys, was naked
Good
after a
point.
good beatdown.
You don't know who you're dealing with.
Now, if this is a sister going out there, a female soloist, all the boobies will be all over the place. Flaps all over the place, flapping and flying, fleeing and flapping.
Just grab her right there. I got you.
Anybody got milk? Will be that day. Think about it. But no. And you know, demons don't really care if they're beautiful or not.
And,
All right.
And it could subtly attach itself to this female soulless right here, and then going back to her home now. Now she's bringing in other spirits into the home.
Anyway, let's go to our next slide. Let's go to the next slide because we want to get to this in more detail. All right, number 2, a street ministry of quote both male and female, or only females, serving food and showing compassion. Is this right? Also, what could go wrong? So now you got a street ministry that's a team, male and female. Is it correct? Is it possible that this also can go wrong? Because you got 2, male and female. What is one? Give me one example of how things can go wrong.
Depending on the conversation.
She can't help him if something happened? It's possible, that's correct. What else? Is it always the case that this is a husband-wife team? What do you think can go wrong if it's not a husband-wife team? We're gonna dive into
Which happens a lot.
what happens in ministry. We're gonna dive into that. Not a husband-wife team, right? Some brother that it says burnings. Not Mississippi burning now. A different kind of burnings. Burnings and yearnings, extracurricular activities. Yeah. So Angela went straight to the point. Lust. What? Lust after what? Like the Bible says, you can lust anything here during the feast day. You can lust after. What kind of lust are we talking about? Roman and the ticks coming in there. All right, so we get the point. There can be some extra activities that will go on in there, right? Okay. So that is one possibility. There's another possibility also that is dealing with the spiritual level. What if the woman decides she is going to be the leader of the group?
She's stronger.
Keep that in mind. All right? That is also a possibility, correct? Now, what about Nada? If he has to do the ministry and his partner is a female, how is that going to be effective? Would the Most High cause healing when we defy the very word? Because we're supposed to keep the commandments and he'll bless us, right? You have a team member and the team member is a female. How effective would the work be in healing?
Unless you have that timing or everything correct.
All right. Well, the uncleanliness part is one thing. What about strength part? What happens when a woman is under the what is it called? Cramps and all kinds of stuff, right? What happens there? Now, some women don't get cramps, but what if there's a cramp situation? You got to move forward to give the word, and all of a sudden, Ima, do you have the microphone? You can.
But those things will be scheduled.
Give the people some understanding, because after all, I don't think they understand a woman's role. Maybe you can share that with the.
Yeah, but if she's on that, she's not supposed
Yeah,
to
she
go
won't go out.
anywhere
Mm-hmm.
while she's on that situation.
Okay, all right.
Not supposed to.
We're
go
still
out.
gonna come back to that part.
But there's a word that in ministry, and I want to know what was the ministering that was done.
Exactly. We're gonna cover that too. All right.
And the scenarios can come from any angle. It's not to say and that these people are out shopping and somebody asks them a question or something. It's different. This is them saying we're going to go and we're going to give some water and give some good news to the community or by the park or whatever it is, and talk about the good news. So this is the scenario here that we're talking about.
So now you want to give out food, but you're unclean. How is that going to work? All right, let's go to the next slide. Number 3, a street ministry of females only,
Jehovah's
operating on biblical standards, which ministry is based on. Is this correct also? Because the sisters will say, well, we're not usurping authority over a man. It's just a group of women going out. We'll protect each other. We'll be all right. Sister so-and-so knows jiu-jitsu. The other sister, the Charlie's Angels.
The lioness, the pride.
You got a female team going out to help the homeless, to bring food, and to give a good word. Well, I'm from the Fig Tree Ministries. Fig Tree Ministries. Or Milk of the Word Ministries. And I'm going to give out some sandwiches, cookies, and the demon says, "That's all?
Welcome.
That's all you're going to give?" Shh. Call his other demon, 7 more demons stronger than himself.
We're having fish tonight, boys.
You having what? Let's move to the next slide. What about mixed gender team? A street ministry of mixed genders, men and women, a team. Will it operate on biblical standards? Which ministry is supposed to be based on? Is this correct also? What could go wrong? Because remember, you're talking about going out on the street, and you're talking about giving out food. And with that, when you give out food, you don't just give out food, you also give the word.
Have a conversation.
Otherwise, it's just about, I mean, anybody can give out food. It's much more than that. Remember, it's called ministry, and ministry is also connected to the Most High. I mean, if you're driving your car and you see someone with the signs and you're feeling compassion and you got some water, you just stick your hand out and give the water. Nothing is wrong with that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you going out in the name of the Lord.
The Lord.
With your Bible, with your sword.
The Lord. The Lord. In Jesus' name. We're going to be workers for the vineyard. The harvest is white. Laborers are few. Who will go with me? Send I. Let's go to our next slide. Let's look at the rules. 1 Corinthians 11, verses 8 to verses 10. So we put the questions on the table. We ask questions. We want to see where your mind is at. And we're going to start picking this thing apart, okay? Let's get it, Brother Shay.
Because I've even seen it where, before I read this, let me go back a minute. I've even seen it where you have a mixed team or whatnot, and then the person says, I want to hear what she has to say. And then the topic sways to that versus what rightly supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me hear her point of view. And then you find yourself in trouble.
Yeah, you find yourself in quick. And listen, this is a very sensitive topic. I'm not talking about polygyny because I know. I'm just speaking, I'm showing you reality. Now, we are in a time and age where there's so many perverted people out here. A lot of stuff. You've heard of women who go out and they never return back home. What happened to them? Where have they disappeared to? Right? Watch your local news. How many of y'all, and I see your hand, Ema, how many of y'all are real estate agents? Females, I'm not talking about the men. How many of y'all in the chat have license in real estate? That you go out there and you help people find homes and stuff. And if you are, have you been through a class where it speaks about safety? Because when you go to showcase homes, you might be in a community where there's nobody, it's all new properties, a lot of empty houses, and you're a nice looking female. And you want to make yourself looking nice so you can win the contract. graft, get the monies. So you're not going to be, smelling funny, looking funny or whatever. You're going to be looking attractive. And you might be going to, like a remote area and stuff. Mm-hmm. So our sister, I'm not going to mention her name, says, yes, she's a real estate agent. And sometimes you're going to go showcase homes. Mm-hmm. Do you feel nervous when you go, when a guy says, my wife and I is looking for a home, and then next thing you know, a SUV shows up and there's no woman in the car, but just this dude, big strapped dude. And sometimes it may not even be the same guy. It might be somebody else who knows the system, ways around the system. And you know how scary that thing is? You go show him in the rooms and everything else. And, this corridor down here in this room. And the next thing you know, he's checking you out. While you're pointing to the ceiling, he's checking to see, the shapes and the dips and the hips. When you bend down to go and show the thing here, he's looking. When you go up the staircase, he's staring the case.
The flips. Dips.
He's staring the case. Mm-hmm. He's casing the stairs. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't care about, in his mind, listen, I need something today. I need something today. Ima, what's on your mind?
Some relief.
That was in the news sometime back.
Microphone to the mouth, Ima.
About 3 or 4 years ago, this thing happened to a real estate lady where this man called to come to see the place. But when he got there, she knows he was alone and he had looked suspicious. So she never really show him anything. But I myself am guilty on the behalf of going out and talking to people. Mm-hmm. Because that I'm guilty about that. I can tell you, because I had a zeal in me, and I would go out and talk to people and give them the word of As a Christian, you know what I mean? I go out and I talk to people, and most of the time when I go to the supermarket, I will carry tracts, especially the time again when we start to get into the word, and it would talk to them, children, women, men, they out there and would speak to them. So I'm guilty about that, but I didn't know better.
Okay, and in most cases, you would probably go to a public venue to do that. But at the same time, there may be someone, while you may meet that person in the public, they'll be looking and learning your grounds, your whereabouts, where you're going, and they will follow. And let me put it this way. No matter how you look at it, once you're a woman, you're vulnerable. Under all circumstances, you're vulnerable. I'll just make it very plain for time's sake, because we got other things to cover. And I know there's some questions out here, so just hold that. What you got?
I just looking at the statistics talking about women were drugged, they were kidnapped, they were raped and stuff on
hold
the
that
job.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
Just hold that for now. Let's try to cover much ground. And there was something you had was showing me
with the question.
People?
Yeah. Want me to answer now?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and let's see? Is it because it's based on this time, right? What if a woman asked a man to be her covering, and the man said he can't be her covering? Will he be wrong? No, he's not wrong. If you don't want to cover her, you don't want to cover. That's your choice. If he asks her, if he says, I want to cover you, and she says, no, I don't want you to cover me, she's not wrong either. That's her choice. Either way, it's, All right, let's look at 1 Corinthians 11, verses 8 to 10. Let's look at the rules.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head, because of the angels.
So the woman has to be covered, and it says because of the angels. Now, a demon-possessed person is possessed by what?
Fallen
angels. Angels. Is that correct? Yes or no?
That's correct. Yes. Fallen angels.
All right, let's look at 1 Timothy 2, verses 11 to 13. Let's get it.
Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
So how can she serve, even given food, if she has to be silent? Now, you're going to say, well, brother, you're stretching that too much. All right, let's read on.
But I suffer, verse 12, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve.
All right, so when we look at this thing here, basically the Bible is saying the woman is the weaker vessel. And if you're the weaker vessel, don't you think the Most High knows how to get his gospel preached, his message across, and how that should be disseminated? Isn't that true? So he knows what he's doing. So every woman needs a covering for many different reasons. And being silent, you can't say that I'm just going to go give some peanut butter sandwiches to the homeless and don't give a word. Eventually, something will poke you to open up the Bible and read. And from there on, another spirit will be there to give you some more, push you further. And then you're going to find yourself compromising. The Bible is saying one thing, but you're doing something else. Even if you have the zeal. There was a guy who knew full well he shouldn't put his hand on the Ark of the Covenant.
He knew.
But his heart was pushing him like, I'm going to do this right thing this one time. What did the Bible say happened to him?
He was
He
ashes.
got killed with a T.
He was ashes.
There was another guy who felt, you know what? I'm a prophet. He's a prophet too. Let me go hang out with him. What happened to him?
To ashes too.
He got eaten. No, not eaten. He got killed. A lion didn't even want to eat him.
Bones.
Ella, what's on your mind, sir?
Yes, I was just thinking while you were speaking, when Yeshua was teaching and he made the selection to send people out, he chose the men. There was no women that he chose among the 12 to send them out. He sent men. It was men that he selected to teach, to send out.
And that by default should just answer all the questions across the board. By default. By default. But you see, the problem is that we always have to deal with people who just want to touch it regardless.
Let me look at it.
If the Most High said a woman put her hand to a man's stones, his groin, that her hand has to be cut off, who am I to try to find reasons behind that? He says her hands have to be cut off. There's a reason for that. I didn't write those rules. He did. Let's go to our next slide. Ima, what's on your mind?
Yeah, but shalom, brother.
Shalom.
But Yona,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you are in a church and they're not teaching you these things, this is really
The church does not want you to think, Ima.
You see,
They
So,
want to rob and rape. Well, that's not a good
yeah,
word.
when they see you have a zeal and they see your spirit, have that word in
They
you,
encourage you to do
they
that.
encourage you to go out.
And they love it.
And this is
So,
where
right.
the mindset of the people who are coming into the awakening and understanding what the Torah is saying, they're going back on what they used to do at the church. This is what we did at the church. We used to go out and we used to pass sandwiches around and say a good word. It says, I'm not teaching, I'm just saying a good word.
But let's look at that for an example. If the woman is just giving sandwiches, she's not even saying a word. What about young women? How does this image set in the eyes of others who don't know exactly what's going on? They're not even asking questions. Just see a bunch of women out there giving out sandwiches and things of that nature. What does that happen to the next generation? Stumbling block is correct. Just because I can hold my liquor, I'm not causing no harm, but I'm publicly drinking a bottle, 2 bottles of, Ella, give me a name of something to drink.
Stout.
Not vodka, that starts cars. I'm talking about wine or something. Wine. I'm drinking 2 bottles of Manischewitz wine, no problem. And I can walk a straight line.
Some plum wine.
Some what? Stone ginger wine. I can drink 2 bottles of that green bottles, no problem. What message am I sending to other young people? The problem is that others will see this thing, and now it will be a stumbling block for them. They may not be able to handle that thing. And they may even try, and all that's going to happen, it will get other people killed. All right, Jezebel the rebel. The book of Revelations chapter 22 verses 20 reads this way: Notwithstanding, I have a few things against you, because you sufferest, that word sufferest also means allow, that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. Now, here's the thing. Jezebel, people don't commit sins straightforward right off the bat. There is always a process to get you from point A to B. It's called enticements. That's the word. That's the word right there. Because the first layer cannot easily be broken. That's the security. You got to pick a lock. You got to manipulate the thing. You got to, if it's a combo, you got to turn the thing back and forth until you get the right thing. You got to ask questions. You ask, well, is it from 0 to 10? You narrow it down. You try to find ways to break the thing, right? Now, notice it says she called herself first. She's teaching. And then it says, seduce my servants to commit fornication. After a while, it starts to break down from one point to the other. There's a transition. You go from one point to the other of failure and total loss. This text could also be read this way. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against you, because you allow that woman, which call herself, she's the one naming herself, prophetess, to teach. Where in the Torah, in the Bible, a woman is to teach? Allowed to do these things. We already covered that in a separate class. So I'm not going to even go there. But I'm showing you the progression of things. You may not want to just, teach, but when you start doing certain things, another person can, by your actions, can think that it's okay now for women to be out by themselves, number one. But we're going to examine some roles here, and we're going to see some things. Let's go to our next slide. Jezebel was a rebel. Isaiah chapter 3, verses 12. Let's read.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Women rule over them. Go ahead.
O my people, they which led thee caused thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
So women, they are the women which lead. And those same women are destroying the way. Now, when it says my people, it already, by the text itself, defines that my people is mainly the men. But with the men being destroyed, everybody else falls apart. Once you destroy the head, the rest of the body collapses. Even if the children think that they're strong, they're already destroyed. Even if you think that the women are not hurt, they are hurting themselves. So you need to have the men in order. It's vital for the women and the children and the family and our society, our communities, to have the men in order.
And we can see it in how the world is today. Look at all your societies in whatever country you live in. Look at how the inner cities are. Where are the men?
Let's go to our next slide. This is the feminine super 7. The feminine super 7, verses of justification. So we're going to look at some verses that is normally used to justify why women can go out and do anything a man can do. So they will pick 7 women from the Bible that has done certain things, and they will go out and try to do the same. Now, I'm not going to give the names and all that. I'm just going to read as reference points, instances from the New Testament or the Bible where women use these things to justify their role in ministry, whether it's giving out food or whatever the case may be. But I want everyone to keep their eyes on the circumstances in each passage, because remember I said specific circumstances. You will see women involved in so-called ministry. Specific circumstances. Keep your eye on that. Let's go to our next slide, Brother Shay. Let's read Matthew 27, verses 55 and 56.
And many women were there beholden afar off, which followed Yeshua from Galilee, ministering unto him, among which Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's children.
All right, so it says many women were also there, followed Yeshua, and the Bible says ministered unto him. So you're thinking, all right, you see? They were part of the ministry, and they will justify themselves with this passage. But notice the names Mary, the two Marys, right, and the mother of Zebedee's children was there too. Let's read Mark 15, 40 and 41.
There were also women looking on afar off, among whom was Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James, the less, and of Joseph, and Salome, who also, when he was in Galilee, followed him and ministered unto him, and many other women which came up with him unto Jerusalem.
See that? So now people are going to be justified within their spirit, and pull this up to Luke 10, to go out and just, because, hey, Brother Yona, you see, the women were following Jesus, and they ministered unto him. Okay, let's find out. Let's read on. We're going to read some more. We're going to see the context.
And this is where I asked the question, because if you pull up the definitions for it, it gives you several different definitions. So in context, what are you talking about when you ask about ministry? Like it says ministering. What were they doing?
What were their role?
That's
All
the
right.
question.
So we're going to look at many more examples. Let's read.
Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42. Now it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him unto her house.
Into her house. So she owns a home. Go ahead.
And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Yeshua's feet and heard his word.
So what was Mary doing? Listening. Was she teaching? No. Was she doing something else? Let's find out. Verses 40.
But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Adonai, doest thou not care that my sister hath left me to serve alone?
So what was the role of the woman? What was she doing? Serving. What was she doing? She was in the kitchen. Go ahead.
Bid her therefore that she help me.
Help me where? In the kitchen. Go ahead.
And Yeshua answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. But one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part.
So Mary has chosen a good part. What was the good part Mary performing? Sitting down and listening to the word. Was she teaching anybody? No. Okay, read on.
Which shall not be taken away from her.
Just listening. Not and telling men and different things. None of that stuff. Listening to the word. Look at the text, what it's saying. Let's go to our next slide, Brother Shay. All right. If they had a ministry, I can too. Luke chapter 8, verses 1 to verses 3. Let's see. Let's get it.
And it came to pass afterward that he went throughout every city and village, preaching and shewing the glad tidings of the kingdom of Elohim, and the 12 were with him.
So this is preaching and showing the good news, which is the gospel about what? The kingdom. This is a ministry, right? And the 12 were with him. So they got the men there, right? Let's read verses 2.
And certain women, which had been healed of evil spirits,
what kind of spirits?
And infirmities, Mary called Magdalene, out of whom went 7 devils.
So she had 7 of those spirits within her. Go ahead.
And Joanna, the wife of Chuza, Herod's steward, and Susanna, and many others, which ministered unto him of their substance.
Does the Bible tell us how they ministered unto him? It tells you right there. Read that last part again.
Which ministered unto him of their substance.
Does it say that they went out preaching and showing glad tidings? They used their resources. That's how they ministered unto him. What is the resources that they had? Oh, they were giving out Bible tracts.
No. Hospitality.
Hospitality. Does everybody see it? Okay. If they had a ministry, they were preaching and giving glad tidings, the 12 were there with him, and those women were there too. No, you're just trying to make things out of nothing. Let's go to the next slide. Acts chapter 1, 13 and 14. Let's read.
And when they were come in, they went up into the upper room.
Upper room. Uh-huh.
Where abode both Peter and James.
Peter and James.
And John, and Andrew, Philip, and Thomas, Bartholomew and Matthew, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon the Zealots, and Judas, the brother of James.
Verses 14.
These all continued with one accord in prayer and supplication with the women.
So the women were there in the upper room too, correct? All right, read on.
And Mary, the mother of Yeshua, and with his brethren.
So Mary and also the other siblings were there too. So they will use this to justify women going out to preach. Let's get the next one. We're going to see. We're going to break it down. Acts chapter 2, verses 17 and 18. Let's get it.
And it came to pass, and it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Elohim, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams.
Read.
And on my servants and on my handmaids I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy.
Now, when you read the text back into Joel, you'll see the timeline when this is actually going to happen. Because when this happened, when was quoting this thing here, they were all understanding each other's language. That's all it was. They were all understanding each other's language. They talk. What vision was mentioned in the book of Acts chapter 2? Tell me, what vision? It was broad daylight. What dreams were they talking about in Acts chapter 2? Because remember, they accused them for being drunk too early in the morning. Dreams happen when you're asleep. What dreams were fulfilled at that particular time? Does it mention? None was ever mentioned. So just because you quote something doesn't mean that that event happened at that particular time. Because Joel tells you when it's going to happen. That's the kingdom time. Go check it out for yourself. Read up and read down. I don't have the time to go through it now. Let's go to our next slide for time's sake. Acts chapter 9, verses 36 to 42. Read.
Now there was at Joppa a certain disciple named Tabitha, which by interpretation is called Dorcas. This woman was full of good works and alms deeds, which she did.
So she was doing alms deed. Now, some people are going to take and run to the streets and say, hey, that's street preaching or giving out food to the poor and so forth. Let's read on.
And it came to pass in those days that she was sick and died, whom when they had washed, they laid her in an upper chamber. And for as much as Lydia was nigh to Joppa, and the disciples had heard that Peter was there, they sent unto him 2 men, desiring him that he would not delay to come to them.
Now, when you read the thing carefully, you'll find that these were close-knit communities. And any alms deed that was done within homes. It wasn't women going out on the street to give out no products. Here's some shampoo. Here's some soap. She was making clothes and giving it, distributing those things among when they meet in houses and in those close-knit communities. They're not going out on the street. Let's read what the definition of alms deed
They go
is.
from house to house.
Is the Greek 1656? What does it say?
Compassionateness, also as exercise towards the poor, beneficence or concretely a benefaction, alms deed.
So it was given out to the poor of their own community. Their own, like we gather here today, and Brother Shea, like
I have some extra clothes.
You know, you're falling short. Brother Shea, you know, is on a hard time. He needs some tires, or he needs some clothes. He got some little ones. When I see his little ones, they look like they got high water clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
hand me down.
Brother, you don't want to, Brother Shea. I know you're working hard working man. You got a lot of little ones out there. I got some things that I can give you, and you know I'm a clean brother, so you'd be like, okay. And here's a box. Here's a package. I'm gonna hook you up. He's feeling good, right? Or I'm a seamstress, right? As a female, I'm making clothing. I'm making stuff. Like, Brother Shay, I got some stuff for you, right? After Shabbat, just check me out. I got some stuff put aside for you, and you'll be all right. That's what it is. Now let's go to our next slide.
Verse 39 to 42, Acts 9. Then Peter arose and went with them. When he was come, they brought him into the upper chamber, and all the widows stood by him weeping, and shewing the coats and garments which Dorcas made while she was with them.
Remember, it's alms giving, alms deeds, right?
So they're all like, yo, she made this for me.
Look what she made.
She did this for me. I remember all the good things she did. Verse 40, but Peter put them all forth, and kneeled down and prayed, and turning him to the body said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes, and when she saw Peter, she sat up. And he gave her his hand and lifted her up. And when he had called the saints and widows, presented her alive. And it was known throughout all Joppa, and many believed in.
Again, when you investigate where those disciples went, you'll find they went either to a synagogue where Israelites had a community, or they went to someone's home, or if there was no home or no community where we can be under one roof, we'll go by the riverside. Don't take my words for it. You will never find them on the street just passing out tracts or just preaching like that. Women doing those kinds of things.
Or the Romans would get them.
Okay, and if they were doing stuff on the street, there was a reason for it. It was just the men only. And you'll see what happened to those men when they were on the streets. They got beat down. Now, why would you want to have your women getting beat down?
Exactly. You got to remember the time frame that you're reading the so-called New Testament. These letters that the apostles wrote. Where were they at when they was doing these things?
That's right.
Like you mentioned, they were running from these people, hiding. So why would a woman go out down the street, pile tracks and doing stuff like that?
And you're teaching about Jesus Christ, and you got Jews who swear to kill. We're gonna swear that we're gonna make sure Paul is dead. But here comes Paula, and Paula's on the street. And she's got Teflon on her. She's spraying Teflon on her. And none of the Jews are like, nah, we can't touch the sister. Let her go ahead and talk about Jesus. Come on now. Because Paul said it's okay for women to go out and be on the streets with me. Let's get Acts 16, verses 14 to 15. Let's get it.
And a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple, that's linen, of the city of Thyatira, which worshipped Elohim, heard us, whose heart Adonai opened, that she attended unto the things which were spoken of Paul. And when she was baptized, and her household, she besought us, saying, if you have judged me to be faithful to Adonai, come into my house.
Come in where?
Into my house.
So knows the environment that she is in, a house. Go ahead.
And abide there. And she constrained us.
Verses 40.
And they went out of the prison and entered into the house of Lydia.
So when those guys got jailed up and they were released, they went straight to her house. So let's see why they was going to the house.
And when they had seen the brethren, they comforted them.
No, they preached the gospel.
Comforted them.
They comforted them. It's talking about hospitality. Go ahead.
Come on, let me wash your feet. Here's some hot meal. Here's
Hot soup, some bread.
some clothes if you need some.
There's a room over there, a bed made up. Go rest yourself a little bit. Take a shower, some soap there, some towels. Get yourself together. The work is hard. All right, let's continue
And
on.
departed.
Let's get Acts 21, verses 8 to 9.
And the next day, we that were with Paul's company departed. Every time I see Paul, I see Paula now.
Uh-oh.
With Paul's company departed and came unto Caesarea. And we entered into the house of Philip, the evangelist, which was one of the 7, and abode with him. And the same man had 4 daughters, virgins, which did prophesy.
And when our women see these things, they said, Brother Yonah, you see, we can go in the ministry too.
Even as virgins.
Where does the Bible says that these women prophesied outside of their covering? It doesn't say. So place that have this, we call it gray area. You could probably find some other words for that. People will hijack that thing and just run in a different direction. All right, let's move on to the other slide. What about this verse, Brother Yonah? Philippians 4, verses 2 to 3. We'll get that in a moment. Let's read Romans 16, verses 1 to 3.
I commanded unto you, Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church.
So Phoebe is a servant of the church. That means in the minds of those zealous, overzealous sisters, she is in a ministry. Go ahead.
Which is at Centuria. That you receive her in Adonai as becometh saints, and that ye assist her in whatsoever business she hath need of you.
Oh, so the men have to go and make sure you help this sister out. She's the lead teacher, lead in the ministry. She's a servant of the church, but she's the lead. You got to help her out. Let's see what the book
For
says.
she been a succor of many, and of myself also.
She has been a securer of many. Let's see what that word securer means.
In turn, derives from the medieval Latin securus, itself a derivative of the Latin verb secure, or meaning to run to the rescue or to bring aid.
So what was the sister doing? Bringing aid. What does the bringing aid means?
Secure.
Alcohol. Grab the mic, bro. Grab the mic, bro.
Secure.
What was she doing, brother?
Shalom. She's bringing alcohol, Band-Aids, sewing needles, stitching up wounds, and things of that.
She is a helper.
Yes.
And basically they're saying, listen, help her, help the others too. That's all it is. Ain't no body out there trying to. So if she's there making the bread, go help her out. Bring the bag of flour, that 10-pound bag of flour down in the basement. Bring that thing up. That crate of grapes, go bring that thing up. Go help the sister out.
Go wash it so she can make the juice.
Those couple buckets of water, go help her out. Get things set up so when the brothers come, everything is done in order. And you know, Phoebe is going out there talking about she got a street ministry. Come on now.
Help her pass the tracks out. Help her read.
She got a heavy King James Bible on her arm, and she's out there. And
She need a reader, Rebbe.
got a pin. Talking about she's a evangelist.
She got her tag on her.
All kinds of titles, man. She's switching around. Let's get the next one.
Romans 16.
Oh, no,
verses-
let's go back. Go
Oh,
back. Go
Okay,
back. Go
so-
back and pull Philippians 4, 2.
Okay, Philippians 4 and 2.
Philippians. So she flip it. Let's see. Philippians 4, verses 2 to verses 3. Let's get it. No, back up. Philippians chapter 4, 2 and 3. Let's get it.
It reads, I beseech you,
Judas.
Eudius, and beseech Syntyche,
Sintich, or
Sintaichi.
whatever.
that they be of the same mind in Adonai. And I entreat thee also, true yoke fellow, help those women which labored with me in the gospel.
So he's saying, go help those women who also helped me in the gospel, who work with me in the gospel. And again, the sisters who are overzealous is going to believe that this is talking about ministry. Because when they see the word gospel, they're thinking teaching, bringing out food on the streets, building churches, you know what I mean? All these kinds of stuff. No. Read on.
With Clement also,
With Clement also.
and with other my fellow laborers, whose names are in the book of life.
So Paul knew whose name was in the book of life. I guess so. All right, let's go to our next slide. Let's go to our next slide. So let's read Romans 16, 3 and 4.
Romans 16, verse 3 to 4. Greet Priscilla and Aquila, my helpers in Mashiach Yeshua, who have for my life laid down their own necks, unto whom not only I give thanks, but also all the churches of the Gentiles.
So you notice that Priscilla comes first, and that's the female. Aquila is the male. So you see, Brother Yonah, she got notoriety. She was also risking, who have for my life laid down their own necks. Now notice it wasn't just the woman by herself. This is a husband-wife team. Does everybody get it? So this is why I said it depends on circumstances. But let's find out what they were doing. Acts chapter 18 and 2, yes.
And even like when you go back to the story with the spies and with what's her name again? Rahab. It's like a job like that. You know, Rahab was risking her life. So she see what needs to be done and she's helping out. This is the same thing that they were doing here in this instance. Verses 2. And found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome and came unto them.
Now, as a Jew, you already know protocol. It doesn't even have to be explained to you. You know how weird it's going to be, how strange, let's use that word, it's going to be for Paul to come out with some new paperwork saying, man, the women can go ahead and do what you can do too.
Extra
You know how
Jesus.
weird that's going to be?
Addition.
Acts chapter, and how can you teach, because you don't have a New Testament, you teach it from the Torah. How do you make your case that these women can come out with you 24/7 and go through some of the things which we're going to see later on, what the things Paul had to go through? Let's get
Verse 26 of Acts 18. And he began to speak boldly in the synagogue.
Where?
In the synagogue.
Okay, so notice the location. Go ahead.
Whom when Aquila and Priscilla had heard.
This is Apollos. He's speaking about Apollos was in the synagogue, not on the streets.
Down the block.
Go ahead.
And heard, they took him unto them and expounded unto him the way of Elohim more perfectly.
Now, what were they teaching him? Were they evangelizing to him? No, he already knew the word. They're just simply letting him know. And notice it didn't say who was saying what. But the wife was there with the husband. The Bible does not tell you, well, and Priscilla opened her mouth and expounded to him the words more perfectly. It doesn't say that.
And Jesus said.
It doesn't say that because you're in a synagogue. There are protocols for women in synagogues. Women sit one place, men sit another place. Visitors sit another place. There are protocols, which is modeled after the temple. Where the women have a court, they can't go further than that court. They'll be killed. Gentiles couldn't go further. They'll be killed. Yes, Ema, with a T. The T is important.
Ashes.
So how can you expound to somebody more perfectly when you're in error? She started talking about stuff about preaching and teaching. Well, I was there and so forth. I just came from Rome. We were on 2nd Street in Rome, and the block had so-and-so, and look what I did, and here's my thing, and whatever it is. And none of that stuff. You can't find that. Let's go to our next slide. Let's read this again. Have you noticed what words are repeated through those various passages in the New Testament? Or did you miss it because your eyes were trained not to read slowly? We're going to read Matthew 8, verses 14 and 15. We'll read 1 Timothy 5, 9 to 15. And we'll read 2 John. And we'll try to pick up some speed here because I want to stay within the time and so forth. But we're doing good for time so far. If we go over a little bit, so be it. Let's get it.
Okay.
All right. You ready? Yep. You want to get the rest too?
Yeah, I'm just getting everything.
Okay.
This one changed on me.
So everybody sees what's going on so far, right? Yeah. And when you read, I don't have time to cover everything, but when you read it, you'll find it in almost all cases, the women were in a place of security, either an upper room, a synagogue, a house where all other men were there, or it was their own houses that was secure enough. And what they did was ministered unto those men like hospitality, like when Abraham told his wife, go make the cakes. And he told his servant, go get the lamb, the calf, and he got the calf, go get the calf and do so and so and get things together. That's the role. He's not going out there and trying to sit with the angels and have discussions about what's going to happen in Sodom and Gomorrah. That's not her place. When the angel spoke, when the Most High spoke, Sarah was in a tent and she heard and she laughed. And he spoke back to her and you're like, uh-oh, he heard me. She wasn't sitting down there with Abraham. Abraham is here and she's the co-pastor. Discussing
who's the head?
Men's business. All right.
Matthew 8, verse 14 and 15.
Read.
And when Yeshua was come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother laid and sick of a fever.
So Peter's mother-in-law was sick with a fever. Go ahead.
And he touched her hand, and the fever left her. And she arose and ministered unto them.
She arose and she did what? Ministered. So even though she was sick, she didn't make an excuse. Well, I was sick. I don't feel so good. I'm going to rest the rest of the time in my room. I'll talk to you all later on. No, she was in the house.
Hospitality.
Right? Peter's house. And even his mother-in-law got the hors d'oeuvres together. Whatever had to be done, because the men were doing the work, she was there helping in that aspect. Okay? She ministered unto them does not mean that she was teaching or doing anything other than what the role of the women were supposed to be. Yes, Ima? No, you good? Okay. All right, so let's get 1 Timothy. Thought you had it already.
It's right here. Let's pull up the other one.
Okay. 5, we're going to read from verses 9 to 15. Let's get it.
Let not a widow be taken into the number under 80 years, years old, having been the wife of one man.
The wife of what?
One man.
Okay, read on.
Well reported for good works.
Let's see the works.
If she have brought up children.
Brought up children, right?
If she have lodged strangers.
You see the works, that's ministry. That's the ministry that is written in the New Testament that people get confused. So she took care of children. She also gave lodging for strangers, meaning Israelites. Go ahead.
She have washed the saints' feet.
What did she do? Wash. She took. That is not dealing with like Passover or Lord's Supper or whatever term you want to use. It's not dealing with women washing men's feet in that aspect, but hospitality.
Host.
Giving them some towels, giving them some things to take to things of that nature. Go ahead.
If she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work.
Do you see what the women were doing at that time? This is historical references. Go ahead.
But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Adonai, they will marry.
So when you marry, what do you have to do? Attend to a home. These widows already had the experience of attending to a home. These women, husbands are dead. Husband leave the house, is already paid for, everything is good. I'm going to continue my husband's affairs. When the brethren is in destitute situations, here's a place to sleep. Here's some hot soup. Here's some clothes. Here's a towel. My husband has some shirts over there. It's your size. Put it on. You're good. You're naked. There goes some clothes. You're beat up, here's some ointment. All right? But the young girls want to go on the streets, on the streets and do work. Go ahead and read.
Verse 12, having damnation because they have cast off their first faith.
What is the first faith?
Rolls at the
We already
surface.
read it. To get married, to fulfill the covenant, build houses, to build your homes up. You don't want to do that. You want to be a minister of the word. Verses 13.
And withal they learned to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers also, and busybodies.
Running their mouth in other matters that they're not supposed to.
Gossips.
The only ones that were supposed to be going from house to house were the disciples. They're the ones that should be going from different places, not the women. They were supposed to be stable at home. Go ahead and read.
Speaking things which they ought not.
Because your business is not to be preaching or teaching the gospel, the kingdom work. Go ahead.
It says that verse 14, I will therefore that the younger women marry.
No, they don't want to get married.
Bear children.
They don't want to do that. Let's get a career.
Guide the house.
Do what?
Guide the house.
It's going right back to the roles of the widows. It says when they raise children, go back up to the widows. Go back up. It's the same format of the widows right here. They have children, they lodge strangers. Lodging is dealing with home stuff, home economics, right? Go ahead, back down to the younger women.
Guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
Read on.
So you're not getting no negative reviews or anything. For some are already turned aside after Satan.
So again, it says they need covering because of the angels. Who is Satan but an angel? Who is Satan but an angel? This is why they need to have coverings. Not trying to do what men were ordained to do. That's not your role. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go out and give out some Snickers to feed the poor. No, stay at home. Save your Snickers for when you're home. 2 John, let's get it. Verses 1. We're not going to read the whole thing. Let's see. Verses 1. Go ahead and read.
It says, the elder unto the elect lady and her children, whom I love in the truth.
Notice it says the lady and her children. What do you think she's doing? She's at home. Go ahead.
And not I only, but also all they that have known the truth.
All right, scroll down just a little bit. Read verses 4.
I rejoice greatly that I found of thy children walking in truth, as we have received a commandment from the Father.
So when you come to the home of the sister, she feeds you, she took care of you, and you see the house is in order, you salute her. It's just like, sis, you're doing a good job. Let's get verses 5.
And now I beseech thee, lady, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto thee, but that which we had from the beginning, that we love one another.
Because of the hospitality that she's doing, it's part of the ministry. Specifically, that is still ministry. That is still part of the ministry. Like the soldiers go out and fight. We're going to cover that too. And what do you think the women's supposed to do? Be the nurses. You think Adam can go work hard doing all the garden work, and then he got to come home and got to take care of preparing the beds and the food and the different things? Come on now. Somebody got to help. All right, let's scroll down. Let's see if there's anything else that we want to get in there. Keep going down, scrolling down. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to the, let's drop that. That's it. Let's go to the next slide. All right. Want to find women in a ministry? Then read this fantasy book. If anybody here wants to find women in the ministry, please go look at this fantasy book. We already covered this. It's called a Urantia book. I call it Tarantula. Huh?
Put it in the chat or no?
No, you can just pull this up and we'll click on one of those links. I want to show you all the craziness of this thing. Let me see. Click on the one woman Woman of Sychar. Click on that one. Let me see.
Woman of Sychar.
Yeah, click on that one. All right. Let's scroll down just a little bit. And scroll down. Let me see. Sychar. Okay. Now, this book is supposed to be the account of Jesus and the woman at the well of Samaria. Do you know what the name of the woman at the well of Samaria is called in this book? Highlight this word. Make it bigger, Brother Shay. Make it bigger. Make it real nice and big so everyone can see her name. Her name is called Nalda. Now remember, the land that Yeshua was in Israel, specifically Samaria. Samaria is part of the northern kingdom. Brother Shay, highlight the word Nalda, right-click and find search. Search Google for Nalda. Let's see if that name is a Hebrew name or not. Go down, go down, go down. Right. Keep going down. Nalda. I want you all to see what that name is. Go back up. Put Nalda name, origin, name, origin. We'll see if it's Hebrew or not. The name is Basque or Spanish, Italian. Y'all see that? The name right here, the name Nalda is believed to have primarily or firstly Spanish origins. How is it possible that this woman is from Samaria, but the book's supposed to be dealing with Israelites or Hebrew stuff, but she just happened to have a Spanish name? Not even Roman per se, or Greek, but Spanish?
Italia.
Brethren, this stuff makes no sense. All right, let's close that out. So you see how off this book is. It's off as ever. You can say, well, Philip was one of the deacons, and his name is not Hebrew. Yeah, that's true. But remember, they were under Greek authority and Roman authority. How do you end up with a Spanish name? Oh, well, maybe they traveled with Paul to Spain. No, you're stretching the rubber band a little too long. All right, let's go to our next slide, Brother Shay. Pick up some speed. Let's look at the requirements. Traveling to various environments, or hostile or otherwise, and enduring hardships. A lot of people don't think about that. They would say that women can serve in ministry, even giving up bread and water on the streets. But there is something that people don't look at, is the environment. The environment will dictate who should be hired for the job. If you know that you running a business called FedEx, and you got packages that is going to be 200 pounds, you need to hire people that can lift that kind of stuff, right? Is that correct? Yeah. You need people that can lift those heavy packages. Now, a woman might be able to lift 200 pounds, but can she do it consistently? After a while, she's going to have breakdown. Am I correct or am I wrong? How many women have joined the military only to find out later on that their body is all screwed up?
All have problems with their body.
All kinds of problems. Anyway, so let us see. Let's go to the next slide. 2 Corinthians 11, 23 to 27. Let's get it.
Verse 23. Are they ministers of HaMashiach? Mm-hmm. I speak as a fool. I am more in laborers, more abundant, in stripes, above measure, in prisons, more frequent.
This is the requirement that Paul was talking about. Shaul went through these things. He says, a minister of Christ. So you want to be a minister on the street. But he's saying, look, I'm going to speak sarcastically like a foolish person would. Mm-hmm. I have been through a lot of stuff. You want to talk about what I've been through? Let's get it.
Let's name it.
More abundantly. I got beaten, stripes, above measure. Mm-hmm. In prison, more frequent than anybody else.
Felon.
When it comes to death, many times I was almost killed. Verse 24.
Of the Jews, 5 times receive I 40 stripes, save one.
5 times the man got beaten,
By his own people.
39 times apiece. Go ahead and read.
Thrice I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep.
He has been in the water, treading the water, night and a day, like ship was wrecked, right?
Sharks.
Storm went through and I had to be treading the water. How many sisters going to be able to do all of that?
G.I. Jane.
Huh? G.I. Jane, yeah. How many? Brethren, tell it to me. Tell it to me. I need to know. I need to understand this thing. Make me understand this thing here. How many sisters will be able to get beaten 3 times? Even once? Come on, sis. Turn over.
They don't want to deal with the mosquitoes. They don't want to deal with the hot sun.
All right. But they want, I want to be evangelist. I want to minister. Go ahead, sis. We'll show you how much you're going to suffer for the Messiah's sake.
In journeyings, often in perils of waters, in perils of robbers, in perils of by my own countrymen, in perils by the heathen, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren.
Do you think that most women can be able to go through this kind of stuff?
Basically, what he's saying is he had his head on a swivel. No matter where he was a wanted a man. He was threatened just by preaching, "Thus saith the Most High."
Brethren,
Wake up, Israel. You are the chosen.
Brethren, I don't think we really understand. Sit down and think logically. The type of stuff that this man went through. Don't just read the paper and look at it from a paper view. Think about it as a reality. You're getting beaten. You're in the water. You're getting robbed.
Stick up.
Whether it's your own people or the heathen. You're traveling all the time. You're always on the go. Do you think that that's a job for women? 27, let's read.
In weariness and painfulness. In watching often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness.
In what?
Cold and nakedness.
No, I made it very clear in the highlight here, even naked. Look up the word naked and tell me how many sisters going to be there with all their buttocks and everything out, all their immentionables. Their nature is all out. And he doesn't even say for how long he had to endure this thing for. Can you stay naked for a day or 2? 3 days.
Naked and afraid.
Come on now. Y'all want to be superstars. Go ahead. Nick, go ahead. Let's get Leviticus 15. Let's see what this is based on. Let's look at some things here. Let's look at some example, right? Leviticus 15, we're going to see what it says about what women have to go through. Let's scroll on down. Scroll on down some more. All right, let's look. Keep going down. Let's go down. Let's pick it up at verse 19.
Leviticus 15, verse 19. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days. And whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the evening.
How can she do ministry? Whoever touches her is going to be unclean until the evening. So you're making everybody unclean. Verses 20.
And everything that she laugh upon in her separation shall be unclean.
So I'm a minister of the word, and we're sharing a room together, and all of a sudden, Paul? Yes, Paula? I think I'm on my cycle. Oh, shoot. So I got to stay here with you in this room for 7 days. Yeah, we in this, right? Yeah. But I supposed to meet Barnabas in the morning. Can you call Barney on the cell phone? Get Barney's cell number. Think Paul had that? He had a cell number?
The celly.
And then the next is Sally. Then the next, Barnabas had to travel miles to come and, Paul! Paul,
You ready?
you ready to go? We're going to hit the streets. Barney, I'm unclean. What do you mean you're unclean? Well, me and Paula, our cycle came. I can't go. Dude, the ship is sailing the next 3 hours, man. We got to hit it.
Barney unclean.
We got to go to
now.
Corinth.
No, Barney unclean because he touched the door. So
Barney,
the work is done.
So now Barney, Paul, and Paula in one room for 7 days locked up.
The work is done.
Then Peter shows up. Hey,
Peter from afar off across the street.
everybody locked up in one room.
Nobody can travel.
Then Peter shows up. The Spirit told Peter, don't open it, don't touch the door. And next thing you know, you see a note coming from underneath the door. She pushed in underneath the door. But Peter says, what are you saying? I read the thing. Read the thing, Peter. I can't read it. Don't touch the thing. Well, how can I read the thing if I don't touch it?
The note is unclean too.
The note is unclean too, Elder.
No, you cannot put your hand and touch that and read. You're going to be unclean likewise.
I know some sisters are getting mad, infuriated. Their nostrils are getting flared up right now.
If you love me, you will read it.
Flared up. All right. Where did you stop? Read 21.
I'm right here. And whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening.
Aha.
And whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in the water, and be unclean until the evening.
And women have different types of situations with their cycle. Sometimes they're bound. They can't even move. Cramps is killing them. Back in those days, do you think they had all those pills to take for cramps? Paul, can you make me some tea? For what, woman? I got so and so's hurting me. I'm not your husband, but we're in a ministry. Oh Lord! Now he gotta go cook. He gotta go do all kinds of stuff. He gotta do all kinds of things. Kifa.
Paul had to heat the beans.
All right, let's go on. Let's continue on.
He had to heat the beans so she could have something warm to put on her stomach.
You know what? For time's sake, y'all get the message on this. Let's move on to the next slide. Let's go. Learn the reality of Scripture. The Bible says in Sirach 11:7, read.
Blame not before thou hast examined the truth.
Before you start making noise, check the truth out. The truth is clear, crystal clear.
Know what the law say.
All right? You got to know what the Bible is saying. You want to make noise? Check what the book is saying. Let's go to the next slide. 2 Timothy chapter 2. We're going to read verses 2 to verses 4.
And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men.
No, women.
Faithful men.
No, women's.
Faithful men.
Faithful men. Go ahead.
Who shall be able to teach.
Now, the men are able to teach. If you are not able to teach, there are circumstances which keeps you from teaching. And women go through this thing every month. So now you got to walk with a menstrual calendar. And you got to figure out when is she going to be on her cycle, and we're not going to do any teaching during that time.
Wait.
And imagine if you are one guy, the one guy with a whole group of women. But we're doing ministry. This is why I bring the examples of a mixed gender thing. Who's going to be doing what? If we got to move forward and you got to be stopping all the time, because look at Miriam. Wasn't Miriam unclean? Mm-hmm. Go read the scripture, and it says that they couldn't leave the camp because Miriam was put up for a while. They were supposed to move on, and they couldn't because she was unclean with leprosy. Do y'all not see how this can hinder the movement?
Pause the mission.
Yeah, pause the mission. Menopause and pause and different things going on. All right.
Who shall be able to teach others also?
Uh-huh.
Verse 3, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier.
Notice the word hardness, not softness. Hardness as a good soldier. So the basis of what Shaul is teaching is based on soldiering. Men, soldier, being a soldier, right? Okay.
Of Yeshua HaMashiach.
Uh-huh.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the fears of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
We're going to compare this thing here. We're going to see where is Shaul getting his teachings from. Deuteronomy chapter 20, verses 1 to 15. Let's get it. Because there are principles that when Yeshua called the men, when Yeshua did certain things, it's all based on an original framework. But everybody wants to rewrite the book. Oh, we're in a new covenant now. All that stuff is thrown in the trash. We're building everything on new stuff. Just pray over stuff and eat it. Just, whether she's unclean or not, she just wrap up the stuff and she go with the men also. She's going to suffer for Jesus' sake. So she's in a cycle suffering for Jesus' sake.
We all suffer.
What's wrong with you, woman? Everything is good. I'm suffering for Jesus' sake. Let's get it. Verses 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 20, verses 1. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots, and a people more than thou, be not afraid of them. For Yahuwah, your Elohim, is with you, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt.
So this is dealing with war, right? Scroll on down a little bit. Right? Scroll down a little bit and go right where it says verses 5.
And the officers shall speak unto the people, saying, what man is there that hath built a new house, and hath not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in battle, and another man dedicate it.
Notice it mentions men. Men are the ones who build houses. Men are the ones who set up, establish inheritance, not the women. It's men who put these standards in place. So the whole thing is based upon the protocols of warfare, and men are the ones who go out to war, not women. Verse 6.
And what man is he that hath planted a vineyard, and hath not yet eaten of it? Let him also go and return unto his house, lest he die in battle, and another man eat of it. Verse 7. And what man is there that hath betrothed a wife, and hath not taken her? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man take her.
All right. And now is speak verses 8.
And the officer shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted?
That's faithless. Faithless. You already believe the war is over because you're a coward. Cowards. Go ahead.
Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart.
So you don't have faith.
For your house is going to have faith.
When the demons start to attack you, you start running, and everybody else is going to run too. Because you're a coward. You run your mouth talking about how bold you are, and now a dude in the street want to so-called molest you, and now all of a sudden you're running. You're running. Everything is based upon warfare. Let's prove that. Let's pull that to the side. Open up Matthew chapter 10 and drag it out. Yeah, you can compare that. Matthew 10, and let's get that. Let's see if Yeshua says the very same thing.
Verses.
You could read, let's read verses 1, the first part, and then we're going to skip on down.
And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits.
All right. So he's calling them to do work. Scroll on down. Let's look at something very interesting here. All right. Scroll on down. Don't take script, verses 10.
Nor scrip for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his meat.
Read on.
And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till you go thence.
Read.
Verse 12. And when you come into an house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it.
Notice it talks about house and peace. and you come into her house. Read on.
But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you.
Verses 14.
And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet.
Verses 15.
Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city.
Now, what he's saying, when you talk about Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because the Most High waged war against it. It was destroyed. Let's compare that with verses 10 of Deuteronomy right over here, because it's still talking about war. Let's see if the language here lines up with Yeshua's words over there, because remember, he talks about peace. When you come to a place as a soldier of the word, because I sent you out to engage people, and you got to come to the house and there'll be peace. You have to salute the house. If not, war. This house is going to be destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. Let's see if the same wording is found in Deuteronomy. Read verses 10.
When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it.
When the disciples, go back to Matthew.
Right here.
No, to the top first, verses 1. Read verses 1, the whole thing.
And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits.
When you have power against unclean spirits, you're waging war. You're waging war. You're fighting against demons on a spiritual level. Now, go back to Deuteronomy, verses 10 again. Read that.
When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it,
You're fighting physically, but also spiritually on this level here. Go ahead.
then proclaim peace unto it.
Give it a chance to surrender. Go ahead and read.
And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace and open unto you, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto you, and they shall serve you.
So when you come to a house and you're preaching the word, the people are supposed to open their houses to you and serve you. That's why he says, don't bring no books, no money, nothing. They're supposed to provide for you. And that is the role of the women. When you come in the house, they give you the food, the clothes, whatever you need to take care of you. You preach the word, you move on. When you come to a city in the days of war, you give them an opportunity to surrender, to serve you. If they don't, it is war. You tear it down. Go ahead and read. And if it be?
And if it, right here,
Serve you. Go, verse 12.
verse 12. And if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against you, then thou shalt besiege it.
Did not the Most High besiege Sodom and Gomorrah? Brethren, it's the same language. It's the same thing. That's why the scriptures cannot be broken. Go ahead and read the next one.
And when Yahuwah your Elohim have delivered it into your hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword.
Notice you destroy the men. You destroy the men. Right? It's warfare. Read the next verse.
But the women and little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, even all the spoils thereof, shalt thou take unto thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thine enemies.
Did not the disciples deal with a bunch of widows? Brethren, the thing runs parallel. Didn't we not read about the widows and the younger women who has no men that they need to marry? Because it tell you, you take these women unto yourself. You cover them. Anyway, if you don't get it, I'm sorry. Let's move on to the next. Let's get Exodus 2 and 17. I just showed you where the scriptures cannot be broken. I just showed it to you. As I've done in the past with the Lord's Prayer, so-called Lord's Prayer, and many other things in the scriptures.
Exodus chapter 2 and verse 17.
Let's see this warfare or being on the streets or dealing with scenarios is not for the women. It's for the men. The women must always be protected, must always be covered. That's how the Most High set it up. And if it's hard for men, don't you think it's twice, 3 times, 4 times harder for women? Let me give you an example of that. One guy defeated a bunch of men, but yet there were 7 women in this situation. Read.
And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them.
Go up. Let's see 16. Let's read from 16.
Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock.
One guy stood up against a bunch of men. Yet you had 7 women who couldn't do it themselves. And we still can't figure it. We want to go out and preach. This is why I made the statement. Does it line up with biblical? If you go back to the beginning, you'll see the question again. Does it align with the Bible definition of ministry? Not your definition of ministry. Because you can make up anything. In an air-conditioned room, anything can happen with popcorn. But when it comes to getting you behind kicked and beaten and spat upon and so forth, how long do you think you're going to do that? Yeah, you can scroll around with a mouse in a nice, cool room, but we're not talking about air-conditioned rooms. We're talking about salty, smelly, people vomiting on ships, rocking back and forth. A bunch of men who have been on sea for months haven't seen a woman, and they're looking at breasts jiggling up and down all over the place. And they're like, oh, you know what? I feel like doing something here. Where are you gonna go? Jump off the ship, or run around the ship, or climb go to the crow's nest right above.
Upper room.
Say ship ahoy. The man's gonna be like, yeah, ship ahoy, all right.
Chips
I'm gonna
ahoy.
ship ahoy you.
Chips ahoy.
It's madness. Anyway, let's get it, Brother Shay. What you got?
All right, Acts chapter 6 and verse 2. Then the 12 called the multitude of the disciples unto them and said, It is not reason that we should leave the word of Elohim and serve tables.
So these men were serving tables. In other words, they attend to taking care of the widows and the other people that needed to be taken care of. These men didn't physically take care of wiping tables and cooking food, but they were in charge of it's like, what do you call those men who deal with the inventory? I forgot the name in the military. Supply room. They're in charge of making sure the supply room operating smoothly, right? That's their job. Quartermaster, thank you. We want to make sure that we can focus on healing the sick and so on. So you guys make sure that everything is running smooth. It doesn't mean to say that those men couldn't come out and teach, but it was not the job of the women. It was the job of the men. Okay? So when people read tables, they're thinking, okay, washing dishes. No, it's a Hebraic idiom. Okay? Hebraic idiom. Okay, that's it.
Isaiah 13 and verse 16.
We're almost done, Mishpachah. Almost finished.
Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished.
That word ravished, if you look it up in a different version, it means raped. Their children, speaking about the men's children, shall be dashed. This is a scenario where you're in a bad situation. There's war.
Pull it up here.
Yeah, you can pull it up if you want. It's not a problem. How many of y'all have ever thought about that scenario? You in a ministry, you want to go out there, and you know, people are weird these days. They don't care if you're 90 years old or 9 years old. If they have a spirit on them that they want to do something, they're going to do it. You don't have to take my word for it. Go scan the news. And you're telling me that, he don't want to mess with me because I'm too ugly. Yeah? You think he's going to find a bunch of eyes looking at him under the skirt? And a nose? He's not going to find that.
Right here it says,
Okay, it means to lie down, sexual relations, to be laid down. Scroll down. They're just putting out these nice, sweet words, ravish.
This one here, let's see.
Let's put out, no, just go to a different, go to Bible Gateway.
Ravished right here, see.
Yeah.
This one is
Click on that one. Scroll down. lean, ravished, copulate. I mean, this is giving you obscene, just by violence. That's what it is. Anyway, y'all can look it up yourself. Just get out of that. Where were we?
That's it. Next slide.
Is that 13? That's it. So, in conclusion, Mishpachah, women in ministry, it really depends. Because if you have men there with you, like Priscilla and Aquila, husband, wife, she's there to keep him company while he's doing the work. She helps him out, make sure that he's okay while he's doing the work. If he forgets something, love, it's Exodus chapter so and so. Nothing wrong with that. She's just there to help him out. But is she involved in going out and doing stuff? No. Is a man going to go out with a female that is not his wife and go out and do all kinds of stuff like that? No. When they had certain protocols of decency that was in place, not to go into a sister's house just like that. There were certain things that Israel did not do. But in all day and time, we have, what do you call that spray? Pepper spray.
Mace.
You got mace. You have the 9-volt little thing to shock people, taser. And you're thinking that guy over there, that the pepper spray is going to take him down. And sometimes pepper spray is like cologne for some of these guys filled with certain spirits. They're like, oh man, thank you so much. I need some cologne. And a taser gives them a little thrill. They're like, oh baby, you're speaking my language. I like to get a tase every once in a while. Oh, girl, you tickles me. Oh. I'm tickled by that. You love me. Now I want you even more. Tickle some more, Elder. Tickle some more. Tase me there. Can you give me another jolt? By the time you jolted 3 times, you find yourself wrapped up and in a dumpster somewhere.
No fraternization. That's what they call it.
Paul talked about the hardship that he had to go through as a soldier. And you want to tell me that you want to go out and give out Twinkies and milk. Twinkies and milk. Whatever it is that you wrap up. I feel the Spirit is on me. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Spirit is on you, all right. It's called disobedience. So anyway, I hope that everyone has learned something today. Thank you so much for coming out and for fellowshipping today. Please remember to support the ministry however you can. I want to thank those who are supporting the ministry. I want to thank those who are also fellowshipping on the prayer line, praying constantly for the saints, the brethren. Pray for all the house of Israel. Whether you agree or disagree, do not go out and mess around with other people's ministries. Don't go around poking other people. Do not go trying to rebuke other people. Leave that for the Most High to deal with. Focus on living right and be righteous in the eyes of our King. It's not your job. Don't be busybodies in other people's business. Anybody here in this group or ministry or whatever you want to title you want to call it, going out there messing around with other people's ministries, you'll be cut off from over here. Because we don't want that. Nobody's going to go out and because I've seen it before. I'm saying that because I've seen it before where sisters will go and run their mouth in other ministries. And then they come back over here and shalom. Don't, A lot of foolishness. So with that said, we say shalom. Thank you, Brother Shea, for reading all of. As a matter of fact, I think there were some questions, right? Let me see something here. Should we as women, as Zania is saying, be silent while in your classes, even in a chat or any class where the word? No, that's a little different, sister. Okay. But being silent is the same thing with the men as far as listening. Just got to listen to the word, right? But usually when you read the book with Yeshua and the elders when he was 12 years old, He was in the midst of them having discussions, biblical discussions. It's not the same for women sitting there and trying to like break down certain things or whatever the case may be. You're learning, right? So that's that.
It's not talking like a classroom where you have questions and answers, but it's talking about you putting your 2 cents in and teaching. That's what it's referring to.
Okay, so Sister Marvis is saying, resident thorn in your finger here. Not to be contrary, but what is the whole thing of a woman should have her head covered because of the angels mean? Eve was married and she was tricked. I ask because what is dealing with order. If you notice carefully, it's dealing with order. She was out of order. When Eve went out of order, that's exactly what happened. Covering is dealing with order. This is why Shaul talked, he was using rabbinical style idioms, I would say,
Right.
when dealing with covering. Covering, there's another part of covering that I can't really get into, but it's dealing with on the side of sex, okay, and humility in that sense, humbling a woman and those things. That's another deeper side of the Torah that I'll just leave it at that. But a woman is supposed to be under the authority of a man. He covers her in that aspect. And I've covered that in other classes. So if somebody want to post the link, please feel free to do so it will make sense, all right? So it's not just wearing a head covering. It's all about being under the authority of a male, which is very hard to get from most of our sisters today. They always got something to say, and they're going to hear what's being said. They're going to stay quiet because other people will be in agreement with the class today, but silently they're walking up and down. They got drinking cool water back and forth. They're going to the bathroom, coming back, more cool water, sweating. They want to fight. They want to bite. They want to scratch. Then it says, you know what? I'm done with this guy. This guy is a narcissist. He's this, that, and hey, if that's what you feel, have it your way. Okay? Have it your way. Not a problem. You don't have to get mad at me. You go try it for yourself. Go out there. Try it for yourself. Go be shipwrecked. Be the best evangelist you want to be. And then come back and tell me what it was like. Do it for many years. Don't do it for 2 months or 1 week. I'm going to go on a trip with a group. No, you go by yourself and do it. Go through all the experiences, then come back and write a book. Get the video, and then share, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Not a problem. Because if it's, like I said, it's difficult for men. The Messiah had the same issue with men. A lot of people walked away, and it was difficult. A lot of men could not deal with this stuff. Now you're telling me that a woman can do it? Go ahead. The Bible says there's something new under the heaven, right? Women, what did it say? Women leading men? Something new under the heaven? All right. Well, a woman shall compass a man. Thank you. Overtake him. Take control. Thank you. All right, Ms. Picasso. Elder will close out with prayer. Love you all. Stay strong, stay sharp, and I say shalom. All right, Elder. It's all yours.
Oh, dear Heavenly Father, we come before your presence, giving you thanks and praise for everything that was said. Wonderful teaching today from our teacher. We pray that thou may continue to bless him, and also Brother Oshe as they put themselves joined together into this ministry to give the words and to read and teach. I bless them, bless the offering that is given, and bless everything that was said and done. Give us a good evening today that we may continue to enjoy. Bless the food as we're about to eat, that we give you thanks and praise because we ask it through your Son Yeshua we pray. Amen.
Amen.
that
the words of our mouth, meditation of our hearts, be acceptable in your sight, O Yah, our strength and Redeemer. Love you all. Say strong, say sharp, or say shalom.